Hi, this is Sandra Rosner speaking. Today I want to talk to you about what we need to do to put together our school plan for the next 3 years. Our school plan is part of the School Excellence Policy and Framework. This framework oversees all the planning that we do in schools in New South Wales. We develop our 3-year plans as a school community with involvement from as wide a range of participants as possible. We should ensure that we have strategic directions that are targeted yet wide-ranging enough to cater for our needs for the duration of the plan. The school plan is automatically linked to other important documents for our school. It must align with the School Excellence Framework and show how improvements will be measured. One section of the plan will be published on the school website. The other will be a work in progress. The School Excellence Framework is in its second version, which has been modified to really clearly show progression towards achieving excellence in learning, teaching, and leading. Learning incorporates 6 areas where we need to place ourselves on the continuum from delivering through to sustaining and growing and on to excelling. Teaching has 4 domains that should all be reflected in our school plan. Leading also has 4 domains, and the indicators for where we sit on the excellence framework are clearly articulated in these statements. For the next 3 years, we first have to decide on the strategic directions for our plan as they'll appear on the cover of the plan. Each strategic direction is between 1 to 5 words in length. They're succinct and they're direct statements. Here are some examples from school plans that I took from the net. The first one is actually from the department guide. They outline some strategic directions and different aspects of the school plan to give us a bit of a flavour of what we should be doing. These next few are ones that I found on school plans from 2015 to 17 plans. You'll see that for each of them there's only a few words and it's very clear and direct and showing different aspects of what's happening in a school. This last one is simply from the School Excellence Framework. That's teaching, learning and leading. They're the 3 parameters of the School Excellence Framework, and that's something we could consider for putting on our school plan as well. This is the second page of the school plan that we need to develop that will go on the website. We're going to work together on a vision statement, and the context in the school planning process are things that I can fill in from my knowledge as a school principal. But the school vision statement is something that we're going to put a bit of time into. This next page is one we'll have to complete for the plan, so it becomes page 3 for the plan. We have the strategic directions at the top, and for each strategic direction we need to give a purpose. The purpose once again has to be short, direct, and it has to be reflected throughout the whole school plan. These are some samples of strategic directions and related purposes that the department has put together to help us gather our thoughts. Notice the style of the descriptors used. Ensure, guides, challenges, stimulating, increase, resilient. These are the sorts of words we need to focus on when we write our own purpose statements. Each strategic direction will have a page for us to detail all of this information. The purpose, the people, the processes, products and practices, and improvement measures for each of the 3 strategic directions. Think of it as Products and practices are the what, processes are the how, people are the who, purpose is the why. The improvement measures are the proof, the data that shows we have achieved what we set out to do. This is what we need to do to gain new products and new practices. Here are some samples of products. One of them is a quantitative sample, the other is a qualitative sample. Here's some samples of practices. These are also supplied by the department. This is how we will realise new products and practices. Note that for each strategic direction, we still need 3 major projects. However, we need only focus on one of these projects per year, so that our annual milestone will be the measurable achievement for that project. Here are some samples of processes. When deciding on the who, we need to be clear about what skills, experiences, and potential we are targeting, so that we're going to achieve our new or improved products and practices. We have to find the right people with the right skills or the right potential to make sure that we have the best possible chance of getting what we want. Here are some sample people statements. You can see in these sample people statements that there's been a division of students from leaders and from parents and carers to divide them up more clearly to make them more obvious when you're reading them. We are now going to work on developing 3 strategic directions, which will appear on the title page of our new school plan. We will work through the development of purpose statements for each strategic direction and write that into the second page of our plan. Each strategic direction will have a page detailing the what, how, who, and why, as well as our instruments for measuring relevant data. This is what will be published on our website by the end of Term 1. Concurrently, during Term 1 and for the duration of the year, we will work on our processes documents for each strategic direction. We will have small teams commit to one particular process within one of our 3 strategic directions, leading that process to its conclusion at the end of each year. I've set up a survey. Sorry, I've gone one slide too far. I've set up a survey at the link on this slide for individuals and groups to contribute to the development of the school plan. This is going to be an easy way of putting all the information together in one spot so that it's going to be really easy to collate. It should be fairly painless to do. There are only a few questions on the school vision, the strategic directions, and their purposes. I encourage students, parents, and community members to access this link as well, so that we can collate information from a broad base across our school community. Once you've had your input into our survey, we can move forward with examining the information and preparing for further discussion to develop our school plan for 2018 to 2020. Thanks for listening.